Hey, hey, mercy, woman plays a thing and no one listens. Except you're listening. Hi, I'm Un. This is Dark Savior. Let's proceed. And here we are with more sewage, and more corpse desecration. I have to be kind of impressed with the incredibly clean 90-degree angle cuts that Darian makes with a single slash of his sword. Seems that shouldn't be possible, but no matter. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. And this jump to the tiny crate always makes me a little bit paranoid, but I made it on the first try, and yay for that. Hey, no autonomous crates, that's Dirty Pool. Actually, that might be Solid Snake's dream. Although I don't know if he would actually approve of crates with a mind of their own. He prefers to bend them to his will. Here we go with crates going in every goddamn direction, but you only really need 2 of them. That will enable you to walk back and forth, as you can see, avoid the pipes, and take a little Niagara. Whoa. Almost fumbled that one disastrously. And your thought for the day on Demon Souls while we're riding around on self-propelled crates. All the HP items in Demon Souls, well, pretty much all of them anyway, are various flavors of grass, which are consumed, much as I am consumed by the sewage. But thankfully, we've got a checkpoint right here. Anyway, with all your healing, except for when it's by magic, being done by chewing grass, and the game being as difficult as it is, the player characters could pretty much be classified as ruminants. Makes me wonder if they have extra stomachs. Anyway, moving right along. You may recognize this tile set and music. We are back in Dead Man's Castle. Here is a gate that we cannot pass at the moment, but we can take advantage of the hospitality of our good friend Kaiser, who, much like Jack, is an asshole, but a valuable asshole. Actually, the only snake bird in this game that isn't a complete jerk to you is Regina, who is somewhat mercenary, but seems to be straight with you for the most part. Jello everywhere. Apparently things went a little pear-shaped in the research lab, and here's Bruno. I don't think Balan turns evil. Unless he had a stable but troubled childhood, he seems like he's pretty much always been evil. Alibaba said that. And green's not an evil color. It used to be my favorite color, although I find myself more into blues and purples these days. Anyway, here is some valid information. The Diary of Uda is in the possession of Sage Alibaba. Copper. Well, Bruno's time has finally expired. There will be no sudden death over time, just sudden death. And here's our first glance at the legendary JJ. As you can see, the banana comparison is somewhat debatable, but he's certainly sort of cylindrical and does carry maracas. Apparently he was possessed by Bilan, but Bilan has left the building, or more appropriately, Banana. And much like Drizzt, JJ did not survive. And we've got flavor text. Melanium causes metamorphosis, but perhaps without intelligence. Melanium creates a bioweapon, but it might be a little bit on the uncontrollable side. And Doc's mission apparently is to create a controllable version. And speaking of Doc, he seems to still be functional. Yeah, not really. That would be Mr. Seagal, given that he was all stitched up like Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, totally amoral mad scientists. Where would we be without them? You are dead, dead, dead. Well, we've used pretty much everyone on the roster for now, so we'll let Garion have another go at it with his shiny new regime sword. The Doc is a piece of cake because he takes damage like mad, and much like Matt and Dunbar, he has a really awkward projectile-based guard break. Let me see if I can get him to throw one at me. No, he's just going to try and clock me with the book. Well, I'm sure he'll break one out eventually. I do like the way he looks extremely octopoid in his close-up portrait, and the fact that he tries to block by hiding behind his book. Kind of endearing. There's his projectile guard break, and just like Matt and Dunbar's trouser skull, as awful as that sounds, it is not very good. So while he is available for capture, I'm not a big fan of using him. Managed to grab him with one hit point left. As the frame rate goes berserk again. But that's okay, because we got the gridiron door key. Which will be handy if we have to invade any football fields in the near future. Before we proceed onward, though, we can check out Kurt-Legan's library. While it's full of books, only one of them is readable. A strange library, especially given that they needed 3 stories to store it. Anyway, the book is at the very end of the road here. And it's the 2nd volume of the Memoirs of John Kerry. Let's give that a look. Here we have the origin of Belanium. And Belan apparently wants to go back to space? I don't know. But anyway, yes. In the end, all Belan wants to do is go home. Although I really do kind of have to question his methods. Also, grabbing the tail of a comet from the top of a mountain seems like a really poor way to go about it. I suppose any port in a storm, but aren't comets largely, vapor? I know there's ice and shit like that in them, but I seem to remember them being, in large part, insubstantial. Don't know if I'm remembering my astronomy correctly there. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm not. Anyway, we'll use our gridiron door key to pop open the gate, which opens with a really bizarre sound effect, I must say. And back in the great wide open. And the rose is actually off screen. I stopped in an awkward place, but no matter. Kay's alive, huh? Kind of surprising. Perhaps that blue rose explosion was some kind of escape ninjutsu or whatever. But wait a moment. She's not a physical body. Help me, Gary and Kenobi, you're our only hope. Oh, burn. It's the None of Your Business twins. The hot new sitcom on UPN. Once again, Jack proves his status as a perceptive asshole. And Kay once again tells us to bugger off. It seems to be an ongoing trend. Except you obviously do, Garion. Anyway, that's where the rose actually was. I just kind of triggered the cutscene in the wrong place. Anyway, we're on to another short dungeon in a moment, but for now, we are out of time. So, as always, thank you for joining in. This has been and this has been I Played a Thing, Dark Savior. See you soon.